Although we are active Church of Satan members, we do not speak in their behalf. The following contains language in an adult manner and poorly impersonated celebrity voices. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, this is Witch Marilyn Mansfield, and I gotta tell you guys to tune in to, I have to tell you guys to tune in to the Devil You Know podcast. All right, I'm saying it. Stop, get that gun out of my friggin' face. So anyway, tune in. It's what was it again? The Devil You Know podcast.com. All right, please just stop.
All right, this is episode 6. And very special episode. We got an amazing guest.
Yes,
it's gonna be so cool. Episode 6, John. How you feeling?
I'm loving
episodes in.
I'm loving it. Yeah, it's awesome.
Does it feel more evil, more devilly this time?
I don't really know what that means, but I feel warm and fuzzy inside. So if that coincides with your meaning, then yes.
Is that your ginger ale speaking?
It could be. I get very gassy. Excuse me.
But, so, everything's going good, man. This show is kicking ass. We're having a good time.
Starting to feel comfortable, you know?
Yes.
Maybe we could like fart around each other or something now, you know?
Nah, I just don't want to see you without your pants on, though.
Oh.
Well, I mean, if I can help it.
Well, maybe we might feel
episode 7, maybe we'll talk about that.
Let that go on. But
so yeah. Got any plans this weekend, John?
I do. Holy shit, that's right. Sunday, I'm gonna go see King Diamond down in Tucson, man. He's been welcome home. Love it. But he has been like, on my list of fucking awesome musicians since I was really young. So Abigail, he's doing the Abigail album, which is
I heard about
the
that.
Sweetest album. I mean, he's got other cool songs on there and shit. I mean, other cool albums on there, but Abigail is the shit, and I'm looking forward to it. I've never seen him before, so it's kind of cool.
I never have either, actually.
I'm going with a couple of fellow Satanists that I met at Conclave that live nearby, Trevor Prescott and Matt Stover.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna go protest any football team prayers on the way to the concert?
Of course, that's what we do, right? But no, we're not. We're gonna go enjoy our lives. So yeah, we're gonna just sit there and maybe drink and drive, type of thing or something like that. No, I'm kidding. Fuck that. But yeah.
King Diamond is an actual COS member, right?
He is. Yes.
Are there any? I mean, okay, I know that people out there, all of us tend to roll our eyes at this, but I know that a lot of people associate, Marilyn Manson.
Nah.
Then that's cute, really. But what are some other? Can you think of any other truly? Oh, obviously we can think of some Satanist musicians, but I'm just thinking as far as maybe the wider spectrum of music, other great satanic musicians.
Wow, that's a good question. I've never really even thought of that. When you said that, what popped in my head was this band I'm hearing about lately, Ghost. Apparently, supposedly, allegedly, is satanic or something. I don't really get it. I've tried to listen to maybe 11 of their songs or something, but I've tried. I can't dig them. I can't get into it. No, you know what it is? I actually like the music. I like some of it's meaty. I love meaty shit. I love progressive stuff, and it's really cool. And then the dude opens up his mouth, and I'm like, "What? Who the fuck is this 13-year-old boy?" You know what I mean? It doesn't fit. It doesn't.
I have the.
It's like you got this cake, and then the frosting's made out of fucking shit. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. The old stuff to me, it reminds me of like Blue Oyster Cult. And some Black Sabbath riffs and stuff. I dig it, but I guess it's the right time, right place. And
Blue Oyster Cult, yeah, I can see what you're saying. Yeah, but this sounds more like Blue Balls Oyster Cult. It's freaking weird, dude. Nothing against anybody, dude. Like what you want. If you like them, everybody, whatever. It's cool. I can't get into them. I just
well,
can't. And I know there's people that feel the same way I do. And that's
of course,
fine.
yeah. Music is subjective, and I mean, to be quite honest with you, I never understood King Diamond, because
Yeah, right.
I don't get the falsetto thing. That like I don't get it.
Well, he's an
Why
opera singer.
I get that. And I've
Hold
heard
on, let me defend him because I like him. No, I'm kidding. But no, he's an opera singer, and he kind of brought that over to the metal thing. But Marlene said the same thing. She's like, I don't get what's with all the up down this range over here. And I had to explain to her it's actually different characters within the what he's doing. And she listened to it, watched the lyrics, read the lyrics. I mean, and she's like, I get it. She's like, I fucking can't wait to go now. You know what I mean? So.
No, and I can
cool.
I can certainly appreciate that. I think my perspective is through the whole '80s, there was a lot of those falsetto, like bands like Halloween and stuff like that. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Sometimes I could get it, every now and then, but it just depends on the situation too. I mean, what are you shitting about?
No. I'm listening. I'm hearing Halloween from Halloween in my head right now. Yeah, I love that song. It's like the only song I like by them.
Little flashback from back then. But yeah, I mean, as far as I don't know how we kind of jump back and forth, but yeah, I mean, of course, you see certain bands that some of our fellow Satanists kind of gravitate towards, But I mean, yeah, when it comes down to it, Satanism is about individuality. So yeah, there's no rule that says you have to like this band and this band and that band. And so,
but I see thing, like if you don't like them and someone does, then they don't like you. I don't get that. It's like,
right? Yeah, I know,
dude,
right?
That's great.
Yeah, it's like this is the line, motherfucker. You say King Diamond sucks.
Song? Yeah, right. Yeah, but hey, whatever. I don't get that, but whatever. But yeah, I've tried. Like that band Ghost, I've tried. I've given them a fair shot, and the music it grabs me. If they made instrumentals, I probably would dig those dudes, man.
Right.
But as soon as I hear this, it's like no. I don't know.
I feel like that a lot of times when certain bands. It's like if your style of singing doesn't match the music, like if it's really aggressive and then you're kind of timid, then yeah, it doesn't. There's different kind of music, for different folks, I guess. So different strokes for different folks.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah. So who else? Because I couldn't think of anybody. So who else do you think?
I mean, as far as like the larger spectrum of things that people know, then I mean, we could say like Alkaline Trio is one that's known.
Alkaline Trio.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm pretty bad with names though, but I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard of them. Can you hum me a few bars?
No, I couldn't. But I mean, and again, this is a while ago, so I don't actually know. This is a bad thing. I don't know if they're even associated with Satanism anymore. I know that they were at one time. So bands we can think of now are like Dans de Sade.
Oh yeah, I'm going to see them New Year's Day in L.A. where you're not.
Nathan Gray, of course, and Boy Sets Fire. You could include
yes,
both.
Yes.
Gash.
Yes.
Yeah, those are a few we know.
Yep. How about Darren Deicide?
Of course. He went down to the crossroads and sold his soul.
And the solo artist Chip Foldis too.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing, there's a lot of de facto Satanists too. That but that list is huge.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, as far as like the broad spectrum of like I know that's the first thing people think, and I had of course my daughter, my 15-year-old, my middle child, when I first tried to explain to her Satanism when she discovered that I was involved with it. She was totally cool with it, but she goes, "Oh yeah, it's cool. I know all about Satanism from Marilyn Manson." I was like, hit the brakes on my car. Hold on.
Fishtailing.
Yeah, let's step back. That's not Satanism.
Oh, it's all about the beautiful people, right?
And I mean, I'm not going to say that I don't, because I do like Marilyn Manson's music. At least, some of his older stuff I was really into. But yeah, I don't associate that with, I mean, I don't know where he at one point stood, but when you're just in it for Anton LaVey only, then yeah, you're not one of us.
Yeah, I just read an article too on Facebook where they were talking about I can't remember who posted it. But it's something about Satanists and music. And I read the article. It was pretty short, and it was just talking about Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin, and didn't really talk about Satanism too much, so I didn't really get it.
I always wonder, like, is there any, like, I mean, they're always associated with heavy metal. Is there any Satanists in country music or in pop? I don't know. Is it, you know?
I heard Beyonce was like part of the Illuminati.
I mean, I guess, like, you know, country music, you got to feel like, well, they're just too dumb and too fucking depressed to be Satanists. I don't know.
I can't. I've tried to listen to country too. I got a friend, my buddy Ryan. He goes to like these country, band things out here in Arizona all the time, like country bashes or something. And I think the only reason he goes is because all these girls are wearing like Daisy Duke shorts and shit. But
well, you got to give it up to the when it comes to nice looking women. Yeah, country music they got a handle on that. But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, everyone enjoy your fucking music.
Yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy some King Diamond on Sunday. Wow.
Hell yeah, dude. Have fun, man. I would go. Even though I was never a fan. I mean, especially now. I mean,
I'll pick you up. We'll go.
When a musician like that has stood the test of time, you got to give him respect. I'm a die-hard, and this is moving off the topic of Satanism, but I'm a die-hard Rush fan, and a lot of people who never used to like them years ago have learned that you got to at least give them respect, man. When you've been playing 40 years, you got to give them fucking respect, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, like what you like and fuck what anyone thinks about it.
That's right. All right.
Cool. Dude, is that the phone?
Yes. What do you think I should answer it? Fuck it, let's answer it. Hold on a minute. Let me get it. Hold on.
Right.
Hold on.
All right.
Devil, how can I help you?
It's Adam.
Okay. Is that Oh, hi, Adam.
It's Adam, yeah, because no
Adam
one
Campbell.
else yells into the microphone but Adam.
Reverend Adam Campbell, the Church of Satan. How you doing, buddy?
Possible for anyone to look. Hey, guys, we don't really talk a lot. I've been listening to your podcast, and I think it's really great and all, but we don't. I just feel like since the last time we saw each other, we don't really talk a lot. Like, do you know what I mean by talking? Like, we say things, but we're not actually like meaning what we're saying.
And drinking.
Yes, exactly. What are
had a few drinks, Adam?
First of all, I need you to quantify exactly what a few means, but I need
10,
someone.
I don't know.
I need someone to talk to. I mean, it's just like I'm sitting here, and I figure, who better to call than the Devil and I like the Devil I think they're great people.
Nice.
I figure maybe I could. Here's what. Can I just say? Will you stop? Stop. Can you hear that? What is that beeping? I don't. Look. Here's the deal. Okay. Can you just here's the deal.
Let it out.
Give us the deal.
You guys, you have Christopher fucking Walken.
Now you're drunk
on your goddamn show,
right?
Almost every week, as if he was a get. Like there was some star in the sky that you could reach out to, and you're just come here. I don't understand. What was the last good movie Christopher Walken was in? I mean, if we're gauging tell me.
Not sure. Actually. I don't know. Actually, it's been a while.
Oh, I love it.
Exactly. Why are you sullying? So just like runny diarrhea on your podcast with Christopher Walken.
Well, yeah, that's it's an interesting take.
Seems
on
like
it.
you, other than the
we're not hearing that from anyone else. Everyone else is like loving it. I don't know.
Look, I don't care who knows it. I don't care if you called him. I don't care if you sent smoke signals to his villa in I assume New York City. I can't imagine him in LA. He doesn't seem like the LA type. I couldn't imagine him eating delicate like broccoli bits on his pizza, quite frankly, which is like an LA thing, I think.
Yeah.
He
likes soy milk. I heard he likes soy milk. I don't know.
New York guy?
Probably,
right?
Yeah. He seems like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't understand what the appeal is all I'm saying.
He was the king of New York.
He doesn't get Satanism!
No, he doesn't.
That's insane. What the fuck is Satanism? He's like, right? Am I the only one?
Well, no, I mean we
do Harry Potter shit. What the fuck? Right? So can we just stop with the Christopher? Oh, wow, wow! I put a watch in my ass. Wow. Right? Can we just stop with that, please?
Maybe that was the last movie he was in.
Figuratively, because if I got out of my seat, I'd probably fall on the ground on my back. But I'm figuratively on my knees. And will you, gentlemen, guys, look, we've had a moment, right? We've shared.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You saw my junk. Yeah.
And your chest hair too.
That's right. He's drinking more.
Look, we've shared a moment. So can we please collectively, that means each and every one of you, just ostracize this fucker, right? I'm not saying he's of no use to humanity. Yeah, he had a few good years. He had a good running while it lasted.
Yow.
Yow. Like, what is that? Who fucking says yow? Who says that? I can see if you're in the general thing flying over a fucking river, you would be like, yow. But I'm not. Who says that? What kind of have you seen the movies he's in? Have you seen the movies he's in? They are not good.
He was in Sleepy Hollow. He was the headless horseman.
He was the king of New York. Remember that?
Okay, those are two movies. Two that are good. I mean, they're not really good. They're kind of okay good, but that's not really the point of what I'm saying. Look, I know something about this guy. Okay, I have the dirt. I have the inside scoop. You don't know.
Do tell.
You think you know? You don't know. I know.
What is it that we don't know?
This motherfucker. You know what? You know what? I can't get into it right now.
Okay.
Not right now.
Okay.
I can't. But I need someone to hear it because I'm hearing your podcast every week. And I'm like, this is a great podcast. And then he comes on and I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, I got to be honest. That's the first time we're hearing negativity about Christopher Walken being on.
Yeah, it's been really good.
I love it. They're leaving messages on the phone, 602-368-3166. And anyway, they're calling up and leaving fucking rants and shit and saying they love Christopher Walken. So it hits us. It's kind of blindsiding us right now. So
they don't know.
They don't know what.
I know, and fuck him, all right? I don't care who knows it. Fuck him! All right. I gotta poo. We gotta go.
All right. Well,
good
all
job.
right, Adam.
Good show!
All right, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for calling in, buddy. Dude, that was fucking weird.
Wow. I really don't know what to think about that.
I mean, like, Christopher didn't make it sound like there was any... I don't know. He's been talking to him, hasn't he?
He said, last episode, he said he was talking to him, and that was a first for us. We were going to talk to Adam. I didn't know when we would get a chance to, but he calls.
Yeah.
And he did sound like he was drinking a little bit, but wow. Like, that was, there's something going on there. What do you think?
Yeah. I think we're gonna have to get to the bottom of this next week, folks. We will get to the bottom of this, find out what's going on. We'll call Christopher, I guess, and Fuck, man, this is really weird.
It is weird. It's freaking me out. So yeah,
There's something else going on here that we don't know about. You know, we're missing something.
Yeah, I agree.
All right,
we'll find out. We'll get back to everybody about that.
Wow. All right, sounds good. Yeah. All right, so it's episode 6, John, and for the number 6, I don't know. We've had some A-listers, but we got to have the A-list for episode 6. Who we got this week?
We have Magistra, Peggy, Nadramia, High Priestess of the Church of Satan. Welcome.
Yay.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good today.
Excellent. It's the day after Halloween
Considering.
today. Yeah.
Yes, it was quite a wild and woolly day here yesterday.
I bet.
So
Lots
is today a
candy.
recovery?
Yeah, I'm definitely recovering. Had a
Licking
few
some
friends
wounds.
over, had a lot of candy to give out, lots of little urchins coming by.
Do when it comes to handing out candy at the Black House, is there like rumors around the neighborhood? Like, are the kids like, oh, the devil lives there, or anything like that?
Yeah, they have some rumors about that, but they're, they want candy more, so,
Candy trumps.
That's
a
funny.
2-inch, like, fun-sized Snickers trumps damnation forever, apparently.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'd rather have a Twizzler than my eternal soul.
That's right.
Nice.
That's awesome.
All right. Well,
Which I think proves the point about Satanism
yeah. Well, I mean,
and man's carnal nature.
as far as do you think that the parents that are with kids, are they kind of standoffish, or are they cool about it?
They're mostly they're cool. They're
Yeah.
all cool. Yeah, they're just happy anybody does anything for the kids around here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get more and more family groups where the parents dress up too. And yesterday we had somebody with their dog dressed up to match the kids, and that was cute.
Nice.
But they kept telling me, "But he won't wear the hat." I'm like, "They usually won't."
Yeah, it's the cat in the hat,
Yeah.
not the dog.
So, did you answer the door every time someone buzzed it, or was it gave everybody a chance to answer the door?
Oh, what we do is we have a gate around the house, and the gate is locked.
Right.
And we attach some like sleigh bells to the gate, and the kids ring the sleigh bells, and then I'll come out to the gate and I give them candy at the gate.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's it's not good for the kids to come up on the property. There's just there's steps and there's
Yeah.
lots of
Questionable
Old-
plants and things like
yeah
that around.
things
Yeah.
like that. So it's best to keep them safe.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that's what we do.
All the man-eating plants around.
Feed you,
child eating.
Seymour.
Cleopatra, my Manning eating plant.
Nice.
Excellent. So let's take it way back. When,
Oh, I just
yeah.
fell off my chair.
Oh,
I went way
Don't
back.
go way back.
Whoa.
don't lean way back.
Because we know most of your story, your life and your experiences through the literature we've read and things like that. But to the listeners that are listening that might not know, we just wanted to give them a chance to really just know who Peggy Nadramia is. And I figured we start way in the beginning. I guess like back when you first learned about or heard about Satanism, and then we'll take it from there. We'll just
Even
we'll just
start
run
with
from there.
with your childhood, like where you were born and raised, and that sort of thing as well.
Yeah, where's Peggy from?
I'm from Hell's Kitchen, New York City. I was born and raised there. Third generation, Hell's Kitchen. I went to the same grammar school that my grandmother and my mother went to, and a lot of my aunts and uncles and all my cousins. And it's an old Irish working class neighborhood, or it was, not anymore. We all lived within a few blocks of each other. I lived within a couple of blocks of both my sets of grandparents and a bunch of my aunts and uncles, and So it was like kind of like a little village right in the middle of Manhattan, New York City. I lived there. We lived there until I was about 10 or 11. And then the city was getting so bad at that point that a lot of people like us were packing up and leaving. And my parents did the same thing. They packed us up and moved us to the suburbs. And it really, like, it was pretty kind of countrified suburbs in Orange County, New York. So we moved up there, and I went to high school and junior college up there, and then I came back to New York to continue my studies. I went to Fordham University for my bachelor's, and I returned to Hell's Kitchen. I returned to the neighborhood I grew up in, and I've lived there ever since until a couple years ago, and then we relocated permanently to Poughkeepsie. We had been living between both locations for quite a while.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So how old were you when you learned of Satanism?
Well, my first exposure to Anton LaVey and the Church of Satan was, I guess, about 11 or 12. And I saw clips from Satanic on the news, because that was the occult revolution. That time, I guess it was the late 60s. And, it was news. And I can still remember vividly standing in a friend's living room. I think it was right around Halloween. Obviously, they would be broadcasting stuff like that around Halloween. So I was standing in my friend's living room, and I think we were there to get Halloween candy and move on to someone else's house. I think it was Halloween. And they had the news on, and they had a color television, and we didn't have a color television. And I remember seeing that those cuts from Satanic and Dr. LaVey's face and the hooded, the horned hood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the greenish casts they were using, the gels they were using for the film, and the red and the green. And I remember just being like, wow, who is that guy? With the green and the horns. Whoa.
Right.
So
Nice.
that was my first exposure to it. And then a few years later, when I was in high school, one of my relatives, we're a big reading family, and one of my relatives dropped off the usual shopping bag full of paperbacks, and I was picking through it to see if there was anything to read, and there was a copy of The Devil's Avenger in there.
Oh.
Wow.
You can't get one of those for love or money now, but at the time it was 99 cents.
I know.
So I read that, and concurrently at the time that I was reading The Devil's Avenger, I met this kid at school named Peter Gilmore, and he invited me to read his copy of the Satanic Bible. So that was my first exposure to Satanism. Yeah.
Wow. How old were you when you met Peter?
16.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh.
Excellent.
Yep.
So, how long was it before you were actually? I mean, was it something for you? Was it something that you attached yourself to right away, as far as defining your own views and stance on?
Yeah, I think that
As far as
between the Satanic Bible and The Devil's Avenger, I immediately identified with it. I mean, it's everybody says the same thing. Like I read all the active membership applications for the church, and I can tell you that everyone, almost everyone says the same thing. They read it. I recognize myself, in the pages, and, it sounds like a cliche, but that's absolutely what happens. Right. So, we can't deny it. It is what people experience when they read the Satanic Bible.
Absolutely.
yeah,
And I think too, as a kid who had come up through, this kind of Irish Catholic background, very conventional sort of people, we were very clannish sort, we all, like I explained, we all lived together, in the same area, and our families were very close with all of us all the time. So you kind of get this idea as you're growing up that this is the way it is, and everyone is like this. And when I get to be an adult, I will do the things that all these people do. And when I read the Devil's Avenger, I was like, wow, you can grow up and you can paint your house black if you want to, and you can have a lion for a pet, and you can be as freaky as you want to be, and it's possible, and there are grown-ups who do this. So it kind of opened a door for me. It wasn't just the Satanic Bible, although obviously that's codified my philosophy and my attitude towards reality. But the Devil's Avenger also codified something for me, because it kind of showed the freedom that you can have to really be yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Perfect.
So that kind of prepare you for the Satanic Bible? Because for some people like myself, when I first read it, I kind of read it thinking that it would be a shock value thing. Like I didn't have any expectations. So when I did read it, I was like, wow, I was surprised at what it did say. Yeah. But were you a little more prepared after Devil's Avenger?
I think I was, because there are definitely examples of his philosophy and his attitude in the Devil's Avenger.
Right.
So I was prepared, but it was still, a wonderful moment to see how it all came together, because, on the one hand, the reason you pick up books like the Devil's Avenger and the Satanic Bible is because you already have a predisposition to want to do something cool and witchy and devilly, but at the same time, you're also, there's part of you that's reacting against the hokum of organized Christianity or, other organized religions. You're like, oh, this is obviously crap. There's got to be something else in the world. Like, I don't believe any of this. But at the same time, I kind of like this spooky candle lighting stuff. But I know it's just as dumb as their spooky candle lighting. But what's really behind it? And Anton LaVey codifies that for you. He tells you what's behind it, and he tells you. And also his attitudes towards animals and children were so spot on. The whole idea that animals
the true
are
magicians.
Yeah. Because I grew up like we always had dogs for pets. I always loved my dogs as much as I loved people. Sometimes more, usually more.
Yeah.
And dogs seem to me to have this like innate nobility in them, that this wonderful freedom and spirit and nobility. And I was always like, how could it be possible that dogs don't go to heaven? Like, that's really stupid.
Wait, I saw a cartoon that said all dogs go to heaven. What do you mean?
Well, I saw a very sentimental thing once that kind of made me tear up, even though I didn't believe it. Was some Christian person said, "But how could it be heaven if there are no dogs?"
Oh,
because dogs make your life heaven.
Yeah.
So
I used to question my parents on that when I was a kid, because there was Bible verses about Jesus on a horse. I'm like, wait a minute, they have horses, but they don't have dogs? Didn't make any sense.
I used to question my dogs, but they would never answer me.
Yeah, they don't want to tell you. They're like stupid humans. Awesome. When the spaceships come and take us all back to the planet that we come from.
Pluto.
Pluto.
Dog. All right.
Awesome.
You mentioned that you met Peter at 16, right?
Yep. Yes.
So was it just a friendship, or did it blossom into more right away, or?
Pretty much right away. Yeah, we were. We started dating right away.
Ba-boom. All right.
Yeah, and we then college, and we both attended different colleges for a while, but we lived still within commute of each other, and
Gotcha.
Yeah, we got married pretty young. We were both only 23. We were both finishing up our graduate school work at that time. So we, Satanism wasn't, a huge priority for us. We were trying to get through college and start our careers and figure out what we were going to do. And so, yeah.
Awesome. Dorian and I went to different colleges together too.
You did?
Yeah. But so how long?
That's a whole different romance.
Bromance.
Anyway, yeah. So you've obviously met Anton LaVey. How old were you when you first were able to do that?
I think I was around 28. Peter actually contacted the Church of Satan first. He was very young. We're estimating he was about 14 or 15 when he wrote to Central in San Francisco at the P.O. box that they had at the time. Wow. And he wrote to them and said he was interested, and they wrote back, and they gave him the address for the local grotto that was in the New York area. There was a grotto at that time. So he wrote to them, and they wrote back a very nice letter, which we still have in our files, and they explained to him that he was too young to join, but that he should, keep up with his studies and, remain steadfast and all that, and and get back to them when he was 18. So by that time, we were, together, and we knew each other. And he wrote to them when he was 18, and or maybe even a little before he was 18. And the letter came back. Post office box closed. No local grotto. So he was like, okay. So he wrote to Central again, and again the letter came back. No, P.O. box closed. No forwarding address for the Church of Satan. So the Church of Satan did still exist at that time, but we were at that point were in college. We were pursuing our studies. So we were just like, well, I guess they're not active right now or something. So we just kept up with our studies. And then a couple years later, when we were in graduate school, we again attempted to contact the church, and we found them through the yellow pages of San Francisco. We called information for area code 415, and we found a new a phone number, which we called, and the phone number had a new P.O. box address. So we wrote to them, and we got information, and we followed up and joined. Excellent. So so we were like in our early 20s when that happened.
Is it still in the yellow pages?
I know. Who looks
Are there any yellow pages?
Yeah. Who would look at the yellow pages except
What's a phone
little
book?
lady looking for an exterminator or something? I can't even imagine someone opening a yellow page. It's like, what would be in there? I wonder.
Pizza.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the last time I even looked at a phone book.
Yeah, pizza, probably.
That's it, just pizza.
Exterminators, lawyers, probably. DWI lawyers
and other vermin.
Yeah. That's it.
Great. So then, after some time after that, is that when you got a letter or some correspondence inviting you guys out? Is that?
Yeah, we were members for a few years before that happened. We were just regular members, and we were in touch with Central. Like, they put us in touch with a couple of local COS members who were old-timey members. There was nothing much to share with them. And then we started doing, I started doing GRU, and I was sending them regular issues. And that's when we got the invite to come out there, because they thought what I was doing or what we were doing was cool.
Yeah.
And so we went out to meet them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about GRU as far as like your inspiration and well, for everyone listening, what it was all about?
Going through school, high school and college, I was always doing publications. I always did. I worked I was the editor of the school newspaper. I worked on the college newspaper. I did a literary magazine for the college, where all the students would contribute. And actually, I contributed to the Lit Mag in high school too. So I was an avid horror fan. Loved horror, especially short stories. So I said, well, I think I'd like to launch a little, what they called a zine. Although my magazine was really more than a zine. I mean, when you say zine, people picture some Xerox newspaper, some Xerox pages stapled in a corner with handwritten page numbers. And that's not what Grew was. Grew was a nicely bound little horror journal. And it came out 2-3 times a year in the beginning. That's how often I would do it. And add fiction and poetry and illustrations by horror guys and girls who did horror illustration. They like to draw. So that's what we had in there. And it was pretty cool. A story from my very first issue that was chosen by Carl Edward Wagner for the year's best horror stories. And then down the road, down as the years went on, I had other stories pulled out for year's best horror and also year's best fantasy. I won a small press writers and artists organization award for best magazine. I won the World Fantasy Award for best non-professional magazine.
Yep, rub it all out.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of, we got to publish. We published a lot of guys who are famous now. Thomas Ligotti, a famous Lovecraftian author, published him several times. Jessica Amanda Salmonson, she's a famous fantasy author. I published Terry Rossio, who is now a Hollywood writer, and he wrote a bunch of screenplays for major blockbuster movies.
Wow.
I published stories by Joe Lansdale, who's the author of Bubba Hotep and the cool movie they made from Bubba Hotep.
Yeah. With Ash.
And the most recent movie they made from one of Joe's novels was Cold in July. So a lot of people got they were making their start back then. And it was a very fun time to be doing that.
Very cool.
Awesome. So tell us about when you were finally invited out to the Church of Satan in San Francisco, and were you guys? Of course, you're excited. Were you nervous? What were you feeling when you got the invite?
Well, we were really excited, and we really wanted to be able to meet Anton LaVey because they're you never know if you're going to get another chance to meet someone who's had so much influence on your life.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
So obviously we were nervous. We wanted to do everything right. We arrived in San Francisco in a thunderstorm. Our plane pulled down. So it landed in a thunderstorm. We jumped in a cab. We went straight to our hotel. We dropped our bags. We slapped ourselves into some clothes, and then we jumped back in a cab and met him at a restaurant. So it was very exciting. We were like running against the clock because our plane was late. And
Awesome.
Yeah,
and then the very first night, he took us back to the Black House. We listened. We had some coffee, and we listened to. He played for us for a while and showed us some things, and then. Then we went home in the wee small hours of the morning. So we went home. We went back to our hotel.
Right.
And then we did some, San Francisco sightseeing the next day, and we got another call saying, "Why don't you come back tonight?" So
nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, we went back and we had some more talking. We did a lot of talking. So
that's awesome.
That's how he figured out. He was trying to figure out who we were. Yeah. And I think, too, he was trying to figure out, he was always interested if people were receptive to his ideas.
Yeah.
There were a lot of interesting people who came and went, but he was mostly interested in finding people in the church who were receptive to his ideas for the future and for progress.
Longevity, right.
Yeah, with his philosophy.
Oh, yeah.
And his plans. And so.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Wow. Ever since I was like 18 and 19, I had a friend, Carl. Him and I swore that we would, go meet Anton LaVey, and we were saving up, and when it got to about enough, he wanted to have a keg party, and that happened.
Oh my God.
I mean, we're young, we're like, we can save up again, and no, didn't happen. Oh, darn it.
Well, and he wasn't, he wasn't open to, it wasn't like a Disney ride. You couldn't just show
right.
up.
Well, we're 18, everything's open to us. We're like, yeah, we can do anything we want. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
But-
that was why they had guards outside the house. So,
Exactly.
because he would often, you'd swing that gate open at the foot of the steps, and you never knew who was going to be standing there. So I can understand that,
Yeah.
wanting to do that.
Awesome.
Very cool.
So, you met Blanche, of course. Tell us about the first time you met Blanche Martin.
Well, I met Blanche at the same time that I met Dr. LaVey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
She was his companion at that time, and she's become a very good friend. She's a dear friend.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about cocktail vultures.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
How'd that come about?
well, when we purchased our home here in Poughkeepsie, obviously it's right in the same neighborhood with our friend and Magistra in the church, Joe Netherworld, and he had the same interest in cocktails that I do, and he'd already done some work. He'd done some parties and events at bars where he created cocktail menus for them and stuff like that. So he knew I was a cocktail nut, and it just became like our hobby, like our thing we would do to relax on the weekends is we'd get together in my kitchen and we'd start messing around with some recipes and ingredients we wanted to try out. And we were both on the same page. We still are, with lots of things about cocktails, lots of issues regarding cocktails. We don't like trends. We believe in fresh ingredients and making stuff yourself if you can. But we don't believe that it should be difficult. If you can bake a cookie, you should be able to make a really good cocktail.
Right.
So you can make your own syrup. It's not hard. You can squeeze fresh fruit. You can infuse liquor with flavors. It's really easy. We don't like to create cocktails where the ingredients are really hard to find, or you have to order them from some other country or something.
Right.
So, and we're both totally on that page. And so that makes us really good cocktail partners. Plus, we're, as Joe always says, we're willing to kill our own children. In that, by that we mean, speaking metaphorically, that we are ready to throw our drinks down the sink when they don't taste good. Like, we don't try to kid ourselves like, oh, this is a very good drink because it's green.
It's humble yet continental. Yeah.
Yes.
It's an acquired taste.
Yeah, so we don't put up with any crap. We like to have cocktails that look interesting. Like sometimes we'll do something just to see if we can get a color on the cocktail, but if it tastes bad, we won't promote it. We'll throw it down the sink and we'll start again. So that makes us good cocktail partners in the lab, as we say.
Right.
And so, we just started putting up our we created a blog and we put up recipes just like everybody else that's interested in cocktails. That's, not unusual. I do most of the writing for Cocktail Vultures, and Joe takes the awesome photographs and stages them. And Peter steps in every once in a while, and he's our taster, and he gives us his tasting notes, which are very helpful. So,
He's got the
he's
luckiest job.
Yeah, he's kind of like a third vulture. Yeah, so that's how it goes.
So how long before a Cocktail Vultures book is published?
Well, we could do that at any time. The way publishing works, we've certainly got enough recipes.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a matter of for us of sitting down and going through the recipes and throwing out the ones we don't like and seeing if we can shape it into something. But there are a million books out there.
Yeah.
We'd like ours to be a little different. I suppose it would be different just because of who we are.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something we do out of love, and we don't do it if we're not feeling like doing it. We don't try to force it. So, and it's cool. It's very gratifying when you see other people making your drinks, or they keep asking you for the recipes for things, and they tell you, I made these for all my friends, or I made this for my family reunion, and it's very gratifying.
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
So aside from the church and Satanism altogether, what do Peter and Peggy do for fun?
Oh, we have lots of stuff to do.
Right.
We like to take long walks. We walk around Poughkeepsie. We look at all the history that's here. We drive around Dutchess County and the Hudson Valley, and we visit a lot of historical sites and old mansions and sites of interest. We do a lot of exploring. We like to cook together. We used to take our dog on long walks. Our dog passed away in February, and we have not acquired another furry family member yet. So, and we love to garden. We love our garden.
Right.
We grow lots of plants. We try to grow strange and interesting plants and keep them going, and we like taking care of it ourselves together. So that's something we do. And of course, we're both obsessed with movies, and we watch a lot of movies, and he likes certain kinds and I like certain kinds, and there's certain kinds we both like, and we do that. And we just see there's no limit to what we're going to keep doing. I mean, as technology gets easier and more accessible, like Peter went to film school for a year, and I think Peter would like to create films and certainly, his own music.
Absolutely.
And I'd like to write more when I have more time, because I'm really busy and I'm always doing something else. So, and I have a big writing project coming up that I'm not free to talk about yet, but it's going to be a project that I think is going to be part of Satanic history when it's done.
Oh, nice.
Now my mouth is watering. It's great. Thanks a lot.
Very cool. Well, speaking of technology, it's always it makes me laugh so much when a couple of people might have a little disagreement on Facebook that goes on for a while, and then I see a post from you that comes up that says this thread is locked, and everyone shuts up.
As they should.
It's great, but you kind of made mention of this in DC, but do you sometimes feel like almost like you have to occasionally play mom to some people?
I don't think there's any question at this point that I am the Satanic mom. It's not a role I sought.
All right.
When I don't have any children of my own. When people asked me, like years ago, someone asked me, so do you think you'll regret not having children? And I said, no, I don't want children, but I wouldn't mind having a few grown children who I could be really proud of that did cool things, but I'm really not up for the nose wiping and diaper changing part of it. And well, here I am.
Yeah,
I've got lots of grown children that I am very proud of, and I have some I have to kick their butts occasionally. But that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Satanists are not going to all get along, and we know that. But it would be nice if they could. It would be nice if they could just ignore each other. I don't see why that's so hard.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
Are you guys talking to me? So I feel like somebody's talking to me.
John, I wish I was.
Oh, okay. Great. That's funny. So while we're on this vein, online, I mean, especially on Facebook and stuff, and I know that you do this, and Peter really isn't into the online thing. When you see people say, and I probably see 2 or 3 people say it a year, they talk about the church not doing anything, or it's not going anywhere. I don't know where their heads are at, but what is that? Seeing something like that, how does that make you feel? Is it something? Like me, I think they're just idiots, or what?
It makes me feel frustrated because obviously you can tell from our news feed that we are doing things all the time.
Oh yeah.
Peter works on the news feed it occupies lots of his time.
Yeah.
If we weren't doing anything, then he'd have a lot more time to compose music or paint a picture or all the things he likes to do. And he can't because he has to post more stuff that all our members are doing. And what these people who say we're not doing anything, they have this luxury of defining their terms whenever they want to. So if they say you're not doing anything and you say we're doing this, they say, well, that's not doing something.
Right.
You know, that's just your members. What are you doing? And what they're really saying is, what do you got for me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're like those, you know, like a garbage can at the county fair that's all filled with half-melted ice cream cones and sticky napkins.
Deep
and
fried
all those-
Oreos, yeah.
Yeah, those bees that go around the top of it. The sweat bees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're going around that garbage can and they're going, what do you got for me? What do you got for me? Yeah, what's in there for me? That's what these people are. They're like sweat bees.
Sort of
They're
like
just
lot
like-
lice, right?
Yeah, they're sitting there in front of their computer screen going, I want the Church of Satan to do something cool because I'm bored.
Right.
You know, so that's what they want.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then, like, you know, there's these people that think, you know, the whole social justice warrior deal these days where people are, you know, they're saying, well, you should be doing something to change the world. You know, go out and give out soup, you know, or something, you know, whatever it is. Go fight for this. Well, the fact is that our people, our members, are social justice warriors, but they just change the world one person at a time.
Yeah.
And that's themselves. And they do it by the things that they accomplish themselves. I mean, you guys know, you were at the conclave.
Yeah.
You know what these people are doing to change the world.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, our detractors would once again turn around and say, but that's what they're doing. What's the church doing?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like an endless conversation. It's like the intellectual black hole. That Peter coined that phrase. That's what it is. They're going to keep defining and redefining that until they get what they deserve, which is you shut down and just say, I'm not going to answer you anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I like flies only have 24 hours to live. That they remind me of things like that. They're short lived.
Well, you know, it's, you know, the media is getting the satanic organization that they deserve. Because that's the one they deserve. Because that's as much penetration and research that they want to put into a subject, which is virtually none.
Right.
And so they just get a press release, a one-page press release from some alleged organization that tells them, we're doing this amazing thing. And they just report that. They don't even check to see if they really did the thing.
We're
Right.
wasting milk. Yeah, definitely.
So,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. You know, we can't be bothered wasting gas sitting around, you know, wondering about this. Our people are too busy. They got too much productive stuff going on
Yeah,
to be worried about all this stuff. So,
Exactly.
absolutely. Well, is there anything that you can tell us that's in the works right now for the future of the church and its members and things like that? Is there anything?
Or
that's-
yourself. What
Yeah.
projects you're doing?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm working on a large project that involves the history of the Church of Satan.
Oh.
Excellent.
That it involves Anton LaVey's his thoughts and his plans and his attitudes towards things. I can't really get very specific about it, but we're going to have a lot of really incredible and fascinating things to share. It might take a while, though. So people got to be patient.
Yeah.
Good things come to those who wait.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
In this case, definitely.
At least this time. Yeah.
But I want it now.
Sorry.
Yep.
I can't give you the blogspot version of this. It's gonna be, it's gonna be more of the Encyclopedia Britannica version of it.
Perfect.
Well, I think we know we can tell people pretty easily where they can go to look up information about what kind of things you're involved with. Might be pretty easy to find the churchofsatan.com.
Yeah.
Churchofsatan.com, iSatanist.com.
Oh, hey.
And then, of course, Cocktail Vultures is your blog.
Yeah. That's where they can get my recipes.
Is that
learn about? I think cocktailvultures.com is up and running. It will just redirect you to, I think,
to the Blogspot,
the Blogspot one. And I'm sorry, but I can't remember if it's cocktailvultures.blogspot or the reverse. I don't remember that. But if you Google us, it'll go right to the recipes.
Yeah.
So just
what
Google us.
we could do a collaboration where we have like a drinking game where each week people can use the cocktails from Cocktail Vulture, and then every time they hear the word Satan on our podcast, they have to take a drink.
They take a sip. Yes.
Or if someone
Good
urinates, then
Oh no more urinating.
That just happened. Those atoms, those darn atoms.
Oh man.
That's so funny.
Oh, I just saw Adam yesterday, Adam Cardone.
Yeah, I saw the picture of
He's doing great. He's doing great.
Great.
He just walked up to my gate. I didn't even know he was coming.
That's awesome. Yeah, so good party yesterday, huh?
Yeah, it was very nice. We had a lot of the locals around, and as soon as the candy giving out, well, actually, Adam was giving out the candy at one point. I had to run in the house to do some stuff, and I just left Adam outside with his vampire cape on and big plastic, tub full of candy. So he got rid of the candy for me, and then we just shut down for the night.
Yep.
And I will be seeing you, I assume, in December in Fort Myers.
That's right. Well, I'll be down there at the opening of the Devil's Reign.
Yeah.
At Howell Gallery in Fort Myers, Florida.
John, you're not going to make it?
I don't know. When I get tempted, I usually give in to it. So, because it's awesome. So, but I might. Marlene and I are tossing around the idea of jumping on a plane really quick for a day or something. But we'll see. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
Because I'm hoping for something a little bigger around May. Who knows?
Well, the show might travel to New York, and we'll see. We don't know yet, but there's a possibility. It's a possibility.
Nice.
Very cool.
Very cool. Very, very
might.
cool.
Yeah. Or it could travel anywhere else that some enterprising gallery person might want it to. I don't know. These things are always out there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very cool.
People have to, they have to keep going to our newsfeed and our website because we work very hard on it. Yeah. We update it all the time. We address issues in the news, like, if they're related to Satanism, we address them. And, your high priest works very hard to keep track of media things, and he responds a lot to a lot of press requests. Yeah. And those, of course, are always announced through the Church of Satan newsfeed. So people need to stay current with it. They need to stay on top of it because a lot of times I see our own members that don't seem to know what's going on. And it's like, well, you would have known about this if you'd just, keep going back there.
Yeah.
I did notice that there's a new documentary coming out. The same guys that did the Rush documentary.
Oh, are you talking about the Sam Dunn documentary?
Yeah. Do you guys have anything to do with that? Because I heard rumors, but
the one called Satan Lives?
I think so. I think that was it. I just saw a commercial on Facebook, and I heard a rumor.
Was it that poster said "God is dead, Satan lives" and had the Bessie version on there? Yeah,
Well, we've been discussing that in our group. Someone has already seen it and reported on it. But what we have discovered is, yes, Magus Gilmore cooperated with that filmmaker in 2012.
Oh, wow.
He came here to the Black House. He filmed with us for an entire day.
Wow.
He followed up with Magus Gilmore at a location in New York City because we were still. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the reverse. First, he filmed in New York City and spent a day with Magus Gilmore, talking to him and interviewing him. And then he followed up by coming up here to the Black House and filming here. He did not use any of that footage at all in the documentary. That's what we've been told by people who have seen it. We were not informed by him at any point that the movie was coming out. We kind of forgot all about it. You know, it's 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
And I understand that Magus Gilmore is thanked in the credits, but that's about all. We haven't even received an email from this person. So that's the kind of thing that you have to get used to. It's happened to us before. It will happen to us again. There's a book that came out recently about witches. This again was the young lady who wrote this book wanted to meet Church of Satan members. We were nice enough to cooperate with her. We held a little tea party here at the Black House. Again, this was, I think, 3 years ago. We invited COS members. Well, we did an afternoon thing because she's a journalist and we don't want people being caught unawares under the influence of a couple of cocktails and being, embarrassed by what they say or something. So we wouldn't subject our members to that. So we just had a nice afternoon, coffee, tea, cakes and cookies, and we let her sit with us for hours and talk with all of us, and she did. And she never told us, never followed up. Once again, this book is out. She hasn't even sent us a copy. I spent an entire weekend preparing my home, and like making her feel welcome and not. I mean, how creepy is it to go to a house full of Satanists if you don't know anything about Satanism? I made it absolutely comfortable and welcoming for her, and this is how we're repaid. So, we have to start taking measures. I mean, we try to cooperate with journalists, but this is, sometimes we get treated very well, and other times this is what happens, and you just kind of have to roll with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's important that our religion and our organization and our people are represented accurately.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
fairly. So when we get an opportunity to do that, we kind of have to take a chance. And sometimes it's a good bet and sometimes it's not. In the case of these two people, I'm telling you, journalists are like, they're your best friend. They're like a guy that wants to take a girl's virginity. He's all over her until he talks her into it and then he forgets her.
But I love you.
Then he just spaces it, and it's kind of like that with these people. They'll tell you anything you want to hear to get some footage in the can, but once they're done with you and they've got that, they don't care. They're done. They're gone. They don't even respond to emails like an adult person.
Yeah.
So, what are you going to do?
Well, we ask this of everyone, and I know you've said it 11 times and it's been printed before, but what does Satan mean to you?
Satan is me. Satan is the powerful, decisive, unyielding part of me. Yeah, Satan is the fire that makes me go do things and want to share things and work on things. And that's what Satan means to me. I think Satan is like a dark current in the universe that we tap into. It's not a supernatural being. He's not a real guy. He's within us, and he's the stuff we're made of, the stuff the universe is made of.
Excellent. You know that you're the sixth
You can
guest,
do this again.
and
You can do
I
this
gotta
again,
say
John.
that's the best answer I've heard. No, seriously.
That is the best answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool.
All right, stop it, you brown nose. Listen,
Stop it. What are you doing?
All right.
Yelling from you two.
it's funny. It's crazy.
Well.
So
What?
yeah. So let's
Oh, you know what I thought was the funniest thing? Which one of you said this? Or maybe it was it one of your fake celebrities? The one that said, "No, I don't give 10 cents for 9 cents."
that was Christopher
Walken.
Walken. Yeah.
Oh my God, I was laughing my
He said
butt
9
off.
cents. So I got 10 cents.
Yeah. 9 cents. I got 10 cents.
10 cents right here. Says your podcast sucks.
Yeah. That's awesome.
All right. Well, Magistra, it's been really, really wonderful having you on here.
Yes.
Really enjoyed it. Anything that you'd like to impart before we go our separate ways?
Just hello out there.
In radio
Don't-
land.
Don't forget to read the Church of Satan news feed. Stay current. Don't get lost.
Especially before you start saying we're not doing anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
All right. Well, thank you again for being on here. We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
I appreciate you guys having me. It was really fun. I'm not always the one that does the interviews, so it's fun.
Yeah, that's why we
do
wanted to hit you
in
up
a
first.
casual setting like this.
Great.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
All right, Pale Satan.
Hail Satan.
All right, so this concludes this week's episode. Wonderful, wonderful time with Magistra, right? What do you think?
Oh man, it's so awesome talking to her. She's so easy to talk to, you know.
Yeah,
So, it's very cool.
I'm glad she came on. I really am. I had a great time.
Absolutely. And then of course, now we do have some work to do because we're gonna have to get to the bottom of this whole deal between Adam Campbell and Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
What is up?
We're gonna find out because
I don't know. We'll find out next week. Of
yeah,
course.
because last episode I did hear, Christopher say something about him working with him.
Yeah.
And it really kind of just blew past me. But now in hindsight, after hearing that, kind of making me think about what there's something going on. We got to
Yeah,
find out what's going on.
there's more than meets the eye, and I'm not talking Transformers here. There's something going on. So.
Definitely.
We'll get down to it next
All right.
time.
Yeah. So awesome. Have a good time.
Cool, man.
See you all next week. Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
The Devil You Know podcast can be found at thedevilyouknowpodcast.com. Information about the Church of Satan can be found at churchofsatan.com. Call into our sound off line at 602-368-3166. Again, that's 602-368-3166. This week's word, Belial.